NPR and PBS are really upset at Elon Musk and Twitter, his company. Both of those media outlets who receive funding from the U.S. government have decided, well, we're just going to quit posting on Twitter after their accounts have been labeled as government-funded media. Can I say that like an NPR? Government-funded media. We're leaving Twitter. Brought to you by... No. I want to get your reaction again. Welcome back, Rachel and Angie. I almost said Ann. Don't know why I said that. But I was thinking about Charlie Kirk because he did an impression about NPR. There is this cadence to their voice.
Yes.
And I can't help but laugh.
I know it.
I'm sorry, but it is a serious story. They have left. This is a big headline. But they're really upset. You know, they have, 8.8 million whatever followers. BBC, I think. No, it was PBS. It had 2.2 million. But we're leaving. We don't like you labeling us as government funded, even though you are. Big deal.
Baffling.
I mean,
I didn't get it. I really didn't get it because I'm like, they are government funded.
Yeah.
Well, so they argue that is a percentage of what it takes to run, which is true, and that they have corporate sponsors, but they didn't like it. You know, Elon debated whether or not, at first I think it was going to be state funded, and then he changed it to government funding. But Media Research Center has reported an increase in censorship and harsher penalties for users since Elon Musk took over Twitter, and tweets critical, especially of transgender movement, are being censored at a higher rate than before and account for 62% of censorship at Twitter since Musk took over.
Right.
So
there's
that.
Right. So it's called National Public Radio. It is state sponsored.
Right.
They do receive money from federal and state. Funny that. But here's why they don't want it to be called that. Is because then they have to abide by the rules, like the FCC rules on equal timing and, what type of sponsorships they can get. They can't take PAC money, for example, right? So it limits them to what kind of money. Act Blue can't give them money, or other PACs can't give them money. So they don't want that, but they've been taking it anyway, right? Just no one's kind of made a call about it. So maybe, they don't
Well,
want
they
the
have.
scrutiny.
I've heard Republicans being very critical. Lauren Boebert has been really critical. There have been a number of people saying, stop the funding, stop the funding.
Right.
Will this pick up steam, though?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of wrapped around this cancel culture thing. Like, I got canceled for putting up a Facebook group called my school then was PS3 in New York, and I put up a PTA group. The parents canceled me because they didn't like the word parent. And they're from the PTA, the Parent Teacher Association.
I'm sorry.
I know, that's a mouthful. But essentially, they just don't like words that associates them
What's
to real
controversial
things.
about the word parent? I didn't know that was a controversial
I think there's a better word for it now, I don't know, caretaker or birthing people. I don't even know.
My gosh.
But this is another thing where we're calling it what it is. And you just don't like it because it, puts you in a particular position, or maybe it's a certain tax bracket or some rules they have to follow.
This was in New York.
This is in New York, of course. They're all crazy. Sorry, I'm from New York. I can say that.
But
What do you guys think about government-funded media? Do you think it should exist?
Ooh.
that is a really good question. Because so I worked for, I think one of my first jobs coming out of high school was a local cable access channel. Which is pretty much, kind of like a PBS and that sort of thing. And, they did a lot of good service announcements, but that has definitely, the whole media landscape has changed dramatically. in
Well,
the
like
last few
NPR,
years.
so some of my money has to go to NPR when really they're promoting all kinds of agendas that I don't like or agree with at all.
Right.
And it does seem to be really slanted towards the left, and I don't really want my money going to that. So I don't know. I think it maybe had served a purpose in the past, but maybe that time has come and gone, and we need to reevaluate Section 230 altogether.